Coming up on ATV News.
Box alert 42, I just got hit.
Troopers get hit more often than you think. We'll tell you what you can do to keep them safe.
Education.
Find out what we as a university are doing right in research, education, and outreach as President Cockett delivered her State of the University address. We'll show you how this Krispy Kreme helped a local family.
These flowers might not be around for long. I'll tell you why and whether.
One football player has been a little quiet this season. I'll show you how he turned it around and became player of the game in sports.
All that and more, this is ATV News. Welcome to ATV News. I'm Brandon Dean.
And I'm Shay Densley. A Utah Highway Patrol sergeant is recovering after a truck hit his patrol car while he was inside. Ayanna Likens joins us live to talk about why this isn't the first officer-involved crash.
Troopers respond to crashes every single day, but the most dangerous part is on the side of the road.
Box alert 42, I just got hit.
Sergeant Brian Nelson was responding to a separate crash just minutes before a truck came slamming into him. The driver of this truck hydroplaned and slammed into Nelson's patrol car and then into the other car. This wasn't the first officer-involved crash. Accidents like this, and this, and this happen more than you think. And troopers say,
these types of accidents are so easily preventable. So easily preventable.
And to prevent more crashes like this, Nelson says to slow down and move over. But he says not everyone does.
It's just unfortunate that there's a few that just can't let off the gas a little bit and take a second or two out of their life and avoid, you know, a possible tragedy.
UHP says there isn't a set speed limit to slow down to, but what they do say is to imagine if you were on the side of the road, or even a loved one.
The driver of the truck did move over, but she didn't slow down, which still led to an accident.
I was very fortunate. Like I say, if she would have lost control just a split second sooner and impacted the rear of my car, this story would have been totally different.
He is thankful to only have a sore neck and that this is the first time in 25 years that he has been hit. He says he's going to take a few days off to recover, but he is eager to get back to work. Reporting live on Highway 89, Ayanna Likens, ATV News. Back to you.
Thanks, Ayanna.
Logan City Police say they need your help finding a wanted man. LCPD is looking for Erasmo Garcia for questioning about multiple vehicle thefts, traffic accidents, and invading law enforcement. Police say if you know where he is, to contact Logan City Dispatch.
Joker comes out this Thursday, surrounded by controversy over its violent themes. ATV's Caden Anderson gives you a look at what local theaters are doing to keep guests safe.
Sweeping up messes and making popcorn are regular duties for movie theater employees. The controversy surrounding the Joker movie has managers and employees nervous about the release.
We don't believe anything will happen, but it's also better to err on the side of caution and make sure that the guests are safe and that they're able to come get their entertainment fix and not have to worry about their safety.
Kathleen Newman, a movie critic, called the Joker movie dangerous due to its themes of lack of love, childhood trauma, and lack of compassion in the world. Due to the amount of recent mass shootings, police around the country are taking extra measures to protect moviegoers during opening weekend.
I think that everybody just feels a little bit safer if we have a deputy here taking care of everything.
I do feel a little bit safer. It does feel good for other people here in this building for their security.
Joker comes out Thursday,
And whether you watch it here at Providence or over at University, they will have a deputy on duty during peak times to make sure guests are safe.
Safety is obviously of the utmost importance for this time and movie.
The United States military stated that if you plan to see Joker opening weekend, be aware of your surroundings. Caden Anderson, ATV News.
Director Todd Phillips has asked his audience to watch Joker with an open mind.
The United States House of Representatives is currently in the impeachment process with President Trump. The House is investigating whether Trump's phone call to Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky involved him pressuring Ukraine to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden. The House wants to speak with the whistleblower who leaked the information about the call, and the whistleblower has offered to testify in front of Congress. Impeachment inquiries don't happen often, and a Utah State professor says they are taken very seriously.
So it's a pretty big deal that the House has decided, that the House leadership and the House Democrats have decided to start an impeachment inquiry.
Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi says that Trump must be held accountable and that no one is above the law. Pelosi says Trump betrayed national security with his phone call to Zelensky. Ryan says he thinks it is unlikely Trump will be removed from office because Republicans hold the majority of the Senate, the branch that would remove him. Trump is just the fourth U.S. president to face an impeachment inquiry, Andrew Johnson, Bill Clinton, and Richard Nixon being the other three.
With Logan Council city elections coming up, ATV's Austin Elder shows us which candidates are running for office.
I went to meet the candidates for the Logan City Council, and there's 3 seats that are open for re-election.
Throughout all of this growth, Logan City...
This was a chance for the public to hear from the 6 candidates for Logan City Council. 2 members are returning council members with 4 new faces.
I think bike lanes are an important part of what needs to be built out, and we need to make sure that, as I mentioned in my opening remarks, what we're building is best in class and future-proofed, right?
We are 25% sustainable at this point, and our goal is to become double that, or 50%.
An important part of affordable housing is raising the median income. Logan has one of the lower median incomes in the valley, and you know what raises incomes, and the thing that raises incomes are better jobs.
You've got not only the traffic that's generated internally by us, but you have the traffic that is coming from other communities. In order to help alleviate some of that, the one-way couplet study that we've just embarked upon will augment one we did quite a long time ago and try and define a better solution for the traffic.
As we are growing and where we are putting housing and commercial and retail spaces, that those are within a walkable distance for people, or to get on the bike when there's good weather.
We've got to look for different ways to make it a place where people want to come and they want to stay. And I know there's a lot of people who are moving out of Logan because there's just not the opportunities for them.
Ballots will be mailed out October 15th, and they do need to be postmarked by November 4th. Election Day is November 5th. For more information on the candidates, you can Google Logan, Utah elections, or you can go to loganutah.org. Austin Elder, ATV News. Back to you.
Thanks, Austin.
So Kendall, I woke up this morning and the weather was just cloudy and gray, but then now it's turned out to be such a nice day.
Yeah, we got really lucky. It was a little bit breezy, but now we got a great day out of it. Let's go to our current temps. Right now it's 50 degrees in Logan. And then in Brigham City it's 52 and Preston is 49.
Coming up, this run was led by a bull.
Plus, it may have rained on USU's homecoming parade. We'll show you how Cache Valley came out to show its support.
I tried Oxy at a couple of parties. I thought I had it under control. I didn't know it'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Kendall Douglas joins us here for weather. Kendall,
Yeah.
what can we expect for today?
Let's go take a look at our national. So as you can see right here, this is the storm that came through over the weekend, and this is what hit us during homecoming, and it rained during the entire day. It's hitting our friends in the Midwest, but you can't quite see it yet, but right off the coast is gonna be another storm, and that might come in around Friday, and so that might be one of the only things we have to worry about this week. Let's take a quick look at our state forecast, our state weather. So if you can look right here, this is the only thing we have here as well. This is just the tail end of that storm. That moved out during the earlier part of today. So we ended up having a really nice sunny day. It was a little bit cool, but everything else is pretty clear. You can only see a few scattered showers in the higher areas just remaining from this storm. Let's take a quick look into our 7-day forecast. And so as you can see on Wednesday, we ended up with a really, really nice day. It's a little bit cooler and a little bit breezy, but we do have a high of 50 degrees. It's gonna get a little bit cool tonight. It's gonna be 33, so make sure when you get ready in the morning to get a jacket. Tomorrow as well is gonna be a little bit warmer. It's gonna be nice and sunny though. It's gonna be 63 for our high and 37 for our low. And then Friday is where we have that little storm maybe sneaking in. We got a 30% chance of rain coming in as well. So it's gonna be a little bit cooler, a high of 57, a low of 29, excuse me. And then Saturday, we're gonna end up with a really nice sunny weekend. It's gonna be cool again as well, sorry. It's gonna be 54 for a high, 32 as a low. Sunday is when it starts really warming up. That's when we start getting really nice weather. So we're gonna be high of 61, a low of 34. And next week, it almost doesn't feel like fall anymore. It's gonna be a high of 66, a low of 38 on Monday. Tuesday's gonna be high of 69 and a low of 39. Back to you, Shay.
President Cockett delivered her State of the University address, outlining her priorities and highlighting the accomplishments of the university.
Research, education, and outreach.
These are the 3 areas she wants to keep focusing on and says the university is doing well. Last year, USU garnered $341 million in research grant money, the most in school history. For education, President Cockett said, while enrollment has not grown much over the last few years, the number of students who received a bachelor's degree has gone up 15% in the last year. In outreach, Cockett says USU has such a wide range of campus locations, degree paths, and broadcast classes that the university is reaching communities across the state.
We are the only institution that can take a student from a certificate and, if they chose, all the way up through a doctorate. Utah State University does it all.
The audience was mostly faculty and staff, but the speech was also broadcast on AggieCast.
You usually run with the bulls in Spain, but for homecoming, you could run with one bull. The rain wasn't enough to stop these runners from joining Big Blue on a 5K. Runners started the day by stretching and warming up, while others showed up in ponchos ready to race, with Big Blue dancing and leading the run.
It's a great way to kick off the homecoming day with a nice run and to just have a good time.
Police closed the roads and the weather cleared, but the race started 15 minutes late and the downpour started at the same time as the run. During the race, runners were smiling and waving as they splashed through puddles. The race ended at the Tabernacle so runners could watch the parade.
USU's homecoming parade had more than just candy pouring down on the crowd. Bicycle Brent honked his way through the homecoming parade despite heavy rain. as those people watched from under their shelters. USU's marching band played the Scotsman as fans joined in. But the rain didn't ruin the parade for Aggie fans.
This is Cache Valley. This is what we do. So we knew that we'd be in the rain, but that's what memories are made of.
As the parade continued, the rain stopped and the crowd took advantage to get their candy. The sun came out for a little for dancers, but didn't last long as the rain came back to finish out the parade. Well, McKay, we had some pretty stormy weather this last weekend.
That's right. It actually rained throughout the whole game on Saturday. But our team did good, and we had a lot of people show up as well. Coming up, our men's basketball team started practice last week. I'll tell you what their upcoming plans are for the season.
And how did this local festival operate in the middle of construction?
Plus, Utah bands came to Logan to perform for the Block Festival. We'll show you what one band thought about performing here.
They gave me Vicodin after my knee surgery. They kept prescribing it, so I kept taking it. I didn't know it would be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Are you frustrated with your major?
I'm done.
Do you wish your professors were more available to you? Do you wish your dreams of appearing on television would come true? We have the solution for you. Broadcast journalism offers hands-on experience, one-on-one assistance, and the opportunity to work with ATV News. Join the JCOM family today.
Welcome to ATV Sports. I'm McKay Jensen, and today I'm going to be taking you on a field trip to tell you about the latest in sports. Utah State played here against Colorado State on Saturday, and although the weather's good today, it was not great on Saturday, but our Aggies still found a way to get it done. Over 20,000 fans showed up to cheer on the Aggies despite the intense rain and 30-minute kickoff delay. Down by a touchdown in the first 7 minutes, Utah State shows here exactly why teams are afraid to kick returnable balls to our team as number 11, Savon Scarver, returned the kickoff for the first kick return of the Aggie season. Last season, Scarver was named the first team All-American for kick returners. Dominic Eberle showed the Rams the range of his foot as he knocks in a 48-yard field goal here. Jordan Love threw a total of 240 yards. Here, Love throws a 40-yard pass into the hands of Caleb Rep for his first career touchdown, giving the Aggies the lead they would keep for the rest of the game. David Woodward shows us why he was named Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year last season as he rips the ball out of Colorado State's hands, runs it into the end zone to give the Aggies a 10-point lead. Gerald Bright was named Player of the Game. He ran the ball 36 times. Although he didn't get any touchdowns, he ran a total of 179 yards, which is more yards than he's had since the start of the season.
It was a G. Bright show. And he's trained for this. He's worked for this moment. He wants that ball in his hands in those certain situations, and just real happy for him for his senior year to be able to do that. And when we needed him at the most, he came through, and that's a pretty special spot and a pretty fun spot to be for a competitor.
The Aggies beat the Rams 34-24. Utah State takes on number 5 LSU this Saturday in Baton Rouge. Utah State volleyball played at Air Force where they came up short again. Let's look at who the key players were. Haley Cuff started off the Aggies with the kill before Autumn Spafford got a block. Utah State had 10 blocks in the game to Air Force's 7. The Aggies would have big games from Corinne Larson, who gets the kill here. Larson finished the game with 8 kills, while Cuff had a monster 16 kills in the game. Utah State had 20 less kills than Air Force in the game, with the Falcons finishing with 61 to Utah State just 41. but the Aggies also finished with less errors, only 18 for them to Air Force's 26. Aggies at least ended their set losing streak at 21 after they won the second set in this game, but would drop the final two and fall to 0-14 on the season. Tomorrow, the volleyball team takes on San Jose State here at the Wayne Estes Center. I'm here at the Spectrum where Utah State men's basketball started practices last week. I was able to interview a few of them to see what their thoughts are on this upcoming season.
Well, for me, it's about success in the NCAA tournament, but I understand that that's a long way away, and we can't be thinking about that right now. We just have to focus on who we want to be and how much we want to grow and get better every single day. And if we continue to work and practice with that mindset, then hopefully we'll get that chance again in March.
The first time you can see the basketball team live is on October 10th at the Wayne Estes Center for Aggie Madness. Now let's talk high school football. There might be a soccer game going on behind me now, but on Friday, Green Canyon played Bear River here. Green Canyon swept Bear River 35-0 with a heavy offensive game. Here is one of Brennan Dean's 19 carries that resulted in the last of 5 touchdowns for the night. Another touchdown was scored by a player returning from injury, McKay Jorgensen.
I scored, one this past game. It was the best feeling. I love scoring touchdowns is the best part of football, I think. The just adrenaline rush that you get when you see the pass coming, scoring.
Skyview also swept their competition of Mountain Crest 23-0, winning their 5th game in a row. Kaysen Carlson threw for 2 touchdowns, even though only 50% of his throws were caught by receivers. Here is one of the 2 touchdowns Mason Falslev scored for the night. If losing didn't hurt enough, a Mountain Crest player was injured during this play. As you can see, Tayden Burbank went down after getting tackled. Burbank stayed down while teammates and team staff came to his side. An ambulance was called and Burbank was sent off in a stretcher. Here you can see him wave to the crowd before he is loaded into the ambulance. Skyview will be playing against Logan this week, and although Green Canyon will not be playing here, they will be playing at Ridgeline. Back to you, McKay. Thanks, McKay. Utah State soccer took on UNLV Friday in a double overtime thriller. Ashley Cardozo's shot here just went high early in the second half. Cardozo finished the game with 7 shots, 3 of them on goal, the most of anyone on either team in the game. Sid Barlow almost put it on in here for the Aggies, but it just missed off the crossbar and the game would go to 2 overtimes, where Christiane Sundstrom would put in her first career goal to win the game for the Aggies. This is the first one for the Aggies in a conference play. Just a quick move for her to sneak it in past the goalie and in for the Aggie victory. Utah State is 1 in conference play, another a double overtime loss to Nevada. Sunday, the Aggies take on Fresno State tomorrow in Fresno. I'm really looking forward to this next weekend sport. Should be very interesting to see our football team take on a top 5 team. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, McKay. If you've been downtown, you can see it might be difficult to run a business while Center Street is torn up. But what about running a music and movie festival? Center Street is still under construction, leaving some obstacles leading up to the Block Festival.
Half the time that I needed to get a signature from people, this whole block was closed. And I couldn't get to the Lyric, I couldn't get to some of the restaurants.
Litwack says that people still turned out, but construction had an effect on the attendance, which wasn't as high as organizers hoped for.
Despite the construction, artists and groups from all over Utah still came to Logan to perform at the Block Festival. I caught up with one of these bands to see what they thought of performing in Logan.
The band Mountain Boogaloo performs 60s and 70s jazz. The drummer and saxophonist are brothers. Michael Bigelow says he enjoys the musical break from his day job.
I also am kind of in the data analytics and data science community, and to be able to go and perform and do something kind of completely different, it's nice for me.
Band members say they play with other musical groups throughout the year.
Myself, I'm involved in some polka music for Oktoberfests around this time of year. I love that kind of music, getting dressed up in the lederhosen and drinking beer and hanging out with friends.
It's in rooms like this that Logan artists perform because there aren't many bars to play in and not many people to play for.
USU piano professor Ryan Conger says he wishes they had more venues to perform in.
Not just bars, but like eating establishments too, that are social places that people come to be social, you know, and not just eat and then go, but like hang out and there's music and there's things to do.
The thing to do here was dance and enjoy the music.
The organist lives here in Logan and the other members live outside of the valley.
Did you know donuts could help save a life? Ariana Piper shows you how.
Krispy Kreme employees make donuts, but not so much to sell.
Basically, all of our donuts and drinks are free tonight, and they can get as many donuts as they want or as little as they want.
Is that for you?
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you for your donation.
We're doing a donation event for Mason, who was in an ATV accident, and we're just trying to help out with his family.
Originally, they said all proceeds go to Mason, but they're actually giving donuts away for free and asking for a donation.
We came in and we got donuts. The donuts were all free. It was just they asked if we could pay a donation.
A group of teenagers pooled their money to donate.
It's a great idea. I think it's going to a good cause, and yeah, I think it's awesome.
It's nice. You get some free donuts and you get to help a cause, so it's good.
Mayor credits her staff for the fundraiser's success.
We've been making donuts all day to make sure that we don't run out of anything, so our team here is awesome, and I just want to thank everybody for letting us do this to help out his family.
Mayor says 100% of proceeds from all purchases on Saturday night will go to Mason and his family. Ariana Piper, ATV News.
You can donate to Mason Stark's GoFundMe account by clicking the link on our Facebook page.
It's Business Week at Utah State, and there will be several fundraisers going on. Students donated canned goods in exchange for food from street vendors. They ate donut kebabs, Italian gelatis, street tacos, and smoothies in a bowl. The USU Business Council says they put on the event to draw attention to the business program and give back to the community.
We're worried about the holidays coming up, and we just want to make sure that Logan has enough food in the valley to go around.
If you didn't have a can, you could buy vouchers for $1. All the proceeds went to the Cache Community Food Pantry. The donut truck traveled all the way up from Salt Lake City. The Business Council is hosting a benefit concert for Operation Underground Railroad on Thursday night and several other events promoting the business school. They collected 180 cans of food and raised over $700 for the Logan Food Pantry. When you donate to a food drive, you can usually give a can of food or cash. For this food drive in the library, most contributions weren't made from food or cash, but phones.
We had an option for people to Venmo, and that has probably been the most successful because students don't normally have cash or food on them at all times.
The fundraiser is a part of PERT's leadership class. It raised over $500 for the Cache Food Pantry.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of ATV. Catch all of our latest shows on our Facebook page.
We'll leave you with some sights and sounds from the homecoming parade.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately.